Imagine meeting someone only once, and then remembering their face 20 years later, their voice, their kindness, or even their cruelty. For elephants, this isn't imagination. It is part of everyday life. Elephants possess the largest brain of any land animal, weighing nearly 5 kilograms and containing billions of neurons that help process memory, learning, and emotion. But having a large brain doesn't automatically explain one extraordinary ability. How can an elephant remember places, people, and experiences after decades have passed? To answer that question, we have to travel across the African savanna. In Africa, droughts can last for years. Rivers disappear. Water holes dry up. Entire ecosystems change. Yet, somehow, elephant families continue finding hidden water sources that haven't been visited for decades. Their secret is experience. Elephant families are led by older females called matriarchs. These leaders remember ancient migration routes, seasonal water holes, safe resting areas, and dangerous regions. Their memory becomes the herd's survival guide. This isn't simply a fascinating story. It has been documented for decades by the Amboseli Elephant Research Project in Kenya, one of the longest-running elephant studies in the world. Researchers repeatedly observed experienced matriarchs leading their families toward reliable water sources and safer migration routes using knowledge gathered over many years. Without those memories, entire families could struggle to survive. But elephants don't only remember places. They remember individuals. Researchers have discovered that elephants can recognize specific humans by combining facial appearance, scent, and voice. For an elephant, every encounter becomes information. Every experience becomes part of its mental map. One remarkable study revealed just how precise that memory can be. Scientists played recorded human voices to wild elephants in Kenya. The elephants reacted very differently depending on who was speaking. Voices associated with dangerous human groups triggered defensive behavior. Voices linked with less threatening people often produced much calmer reactions. The elephants weren't simply hearing sounds. They were remembering past experiences. Memory, in their world, can mean the difference between life and death. But perhaps the most emotional mystery begins when an elephant dies. Members of the herd often gather quietly around the body. They slow down. They remain silent. Some stand nearby for long periods. Others gently touch the body with their trunks. Researchers have compared these gatherings to human mourning. Long-term observations by Save the Elephants have documented elephant families returning to the bones of deceased relatives years later, carefully exploring skulls and tusks with their trunks. Scientists still debate exactly what these behaviors mean. But they remain among the most emotionally complex behaviors ever recorded in a wild animal. Some elephant families even revisit places where relatives died many years earlier. The landscape changes. The seasons pass. Yet the memory remains. Their internal map appears capable of preserving important locations for decades. Elephants also comfort one another. They help injured family members. They protect young calves. And they often respond when another elephant shows signs of stress or fear. Their society is built upon cooperation, trust, experience, and memory. Do elephants truly experience grief? Science has not reached a final answer. But many researchers agree that elephants display behaviors strikingly similar to mourning. They pause. They remember. And sometimes, they return. Perhaps memory and emotion are more deeply connected than we once imagined. Elephants don't simply remember humans. They remember one another. Older females maintain relationships across large family networks. They recognize relatives, longtime companions, neighbors, and members of distant herds. Decades of field research suggest that a single elephant may recognize hundreds of individuals throughout its lifetime. For elephants, memory is not a luxury. It is survival. Remembering water. Remembering migration routes. Remembering danger. Remembering trust. Every memory increases the chances that the next generation will survive. Perhaps elephants did not become successful because they were intelligent. Perhaps they became intelligent because remembering allowed them to survive. Their memories protect families, guide migrations, preserve knowledge, and quietly pass experience from one generation to the next. Every elephant carries something invisible. Not on its back. Not inside its trunk. But inside its mind. A living library filled with every journey. Every drought. Every friendship. Every danger. And every lesson learned across a lifetime. Without memory, an elephant might never find water again. It might forget a safe migration path. It might trust the wrong human. Or unknowingly lead its family into danger. For elephants, memory isn't simply intelligence. It is survival. For centuries, humans believed intelligence belonged almost entirely to our own species. Today, decades of peer-reviewed research tell a very different story. Crows recognize human faces. Octopuses solve complex problems. Dolphins build lifelong social relationships. And elephants carry decades of memories that shape the survival of entire families. Science continues to reveal that intelligence doesn't belong to one species. It has simply evolved in different ways. So the next time you see an elephant, don't just notice its enormous size. Imagine the memories it carries. The friends it still recognizes. The dangers it never forgot. The ancient paths it still remembers. And the invisible map that has guided generations across Africa and Asia. Perhaps the strongest part of an elephant isn't its body. It's its memory. Thank you for watching another episode of The Wild Whisper. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden psychology and remarkable intelligence of elephants, consider subscribing for more research-backed journeys into the minds of the animal kingdom. Next time, we'll leave the land behind and dive beneath the ocean to explore the astonishing mind of one of Earth's most extraordinary animals, the octopus. Until then, stay curious. Keep listening to The Wild Whisper.